What's up, Goomy Gang? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing awesome. Now, I know we were up in Battlefield 6 land for a little bit, but we're transitioning back into Warzone for a little bit. And that's because I want to talk about the Marine SP, because with Season 5's update, we did in fact get another buff to this gun, which it seems like this is the only shotgun they really seem to care about, which is kind of strange. So let's talk about it. Basically, if we look at the patch notes, it takes our sprint to fire speed from 200 to 160 milliseconds for the Marine SP for the base gun. And this is definitely a noticeable change, and it's a welcome one to some degree, because this was my big complaint with the gun, was that it was super strong, had great range and damage and all that, but it was super awkward to handle, and that's definitely got a little more improved. It's still a little bit clunkier because if you want to rock your long barrel, you're kind of limited on what you can rock to actually lower your sprint to fire speed, but it's not as bad as it was, so it's a little bit more in line with where it should be, and I'm okay with that. In fact, if you actually stack the combat barrel with the combat stock, you can actually get your sprint to fire speed below 100 milliseconds, which is kind of insane. I mean, I never thought I'd see the day when this gun actually got that decent of a sprint to fire speed. That's just a little bit worse than something like the Reclaimer, so that's pretty cool. But of course, with that barrel, you only have 4 shots, you don't have as much range, you don't get to use the long barrel, of course, so it's debatable if it's really worth using at all. It's kind of fun to screw around with, as you see in the gameplay, but it's maybe not super ideal. The long barrel is still probably the best way to go. But the whole reason I made a video on this small change specifically is because this is like the 15th time or something in one of these patches that we've gotten that the Marine SP has gotten some sort of change, some sort of buff, which I don't want to sound like I'm biting the hand that feeds you, but it's cool to see them buffing some shotguns like the Marine SP, but I thought it was fine because of the way it was being balanced, where it's super great at range, super great damage and all that. It was okay to make it a little clunky. That was the downside to it. So you have other ones like the Reclaimer 18, which they get a lot of mobility, better handling, crazy stuff like that for movement players. But the range compared to the Marine is reduced a little bit because, again, the Marine has range and damage. It's just a little clunkier to use, so it balances out. But it seems like now we're going in this weird lone wolf kind of scenario where they just want the Marine SP to be this crazy good shotgun, and then it's the only one that you should be running because after it gets buff after buff after buff, it's pretty clear they just want you to use this one over any of the other ones, which is really unfortunate to see. I was pretty happy and hopeful with some of the changes we got when the Reclaimer got buffed, but seeing a title update only buff the sprint to fire speed on a gun that already has so much going for it, just to make it clear head and shoulder above the rest, when it was already debatably one of the best shotguns in the game, is kind of frustrating to me. In fact, for this video, I was actually trying to use the Bryson 800 in-game on Rebirth Island, and while I did have some kind of mediocre success with it, it was pretty difficult. I mean, I had to really be on my A game because there's no range with those shotguns. The Modern Warfare 2 shotguns are pretty damn terrible when it comes to the Brysons, at least. So I kind of just said screw this and I went to the Reclaimer, and that felt way better. But my point is, we need to really start focusing elsewhere. The Marine SP has gotten enough love. It's fine where it's at. I would have liked it before this buff, honestly, because of the trade-offs with damage and how clunky it was. I was fine with it. This wasn't needed. It is what it is. I'll take it. But please, for the love of God, can we shift focus now elsewhere? The Marine SP has gotten enough love. Black Ops 6 shotguns, for the most part, have gotten enough love. I would like to see some changes to Dragon's Breath, because that's pretty just useless. Like, it's just terrible in every conceivable way on pretty much all the Black Ops 6 shotguns. Slugs, of course, on the Black Ops 6 shotguns, I would love for them to get buffs, especially on the ASG and the Marine SP. They really need a little bit of love. But as a whole, let's just transition over to Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 shotguns. They need some crazy attention. Some of them are so bad, it's unbelievable. There's just so many ways I could go with these Modern Warfare 2 and 3 shotguns, or even just the Modern Warfare 2 and 3 guns in general. In case you missed it with the last update, I don't think a single Modern Warfare 2 or 3 gun got touched. It was Black Ops 6 guns across the board. Some of them got buffs, some of them got minor nerfs like the LC-10. Thank God, but it's just kind of really frustrating. I get it's a new title, at least in the Call of Duty franchise, it's the newest one, so they're pushing for sales for it, I'm sure, so they're buffing those guns to make sure you go and buy the game. I get it, it's a business, but please, for the people who are here, who have been here for a while, can we please just start to focus on the other guns? The Black Ops 6 ones are already head and shoulders above the rest. Can we please start focusing on Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 guns? Especially for shotguns, can we please get them some actual decent love across the board in some way? Heck, I'd even just take small adjustments to slugs, making them a one-shot headshot for some of them. Something like that. Just something to get this game fresh again with the meta that's just been so stagnant, with just things that are unusable in so many different ways. I don't want to make this video sound like I'm just on a soapbox here, but I kind of am, and I don't normally do it often, but coming from Battlefield 6, where there was so much hype and passion and excitement for the game, playing it and having a ton of fun. And then coming back to Warzone, where not much has changed. Stadium isn't really open unless you do a contract. The meta is still pretty much the same, except maybe the LC10. And of course, for me as a content creator, no meaningful shotgun changes really. It's getting harder to make content for this. Not only that, but it's harder to find that sort of desire to want to make content, which is really sad because I love doing this, but they don't really give me much here to work with. Even for Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 guns, which I will gladly cover even as SMGs because I love tac stance builds and these quirky fun builds, but they're not giving us much here at all. So it's just kind of rough right now. I'll still make content, I'll still cover it because I still do enjoy it, but it is getting harder to, I will say that. And I've said as much as I need to. I hope you guys get the picture here. I didn't want to make it seem too ranty, but I had to get a little bit off my chest here, so I hope you guys understand. But now, of course, as always, let me know down below in the comments, what do you guys think about all this? Were you excited about Season 5, or were you way more excited about Battlefield 6? With all that being said, guys, I will see you in the next video.
Sorry.